Are you tired of seeing all of the greed and corruption plaguing our financial, political, health, educational systems today? My name is Mashida Shabazz, and I've been living in spiritual, self-sustainable communities for the last 7 years, 2 of which I spent living with monks, learning meditation, and now I lead a spiritual warrior order dedicated to building communities around the world. And by the end of today's video, I want to give you guys an easy solution to create positive change in today's world using 3 simple steps. And these steps came to me through my own journey, my own experience, seeing the troubles of the world and seeing how can I be part of positive change and be serving as my duty as a world citizen to bring real light into the world and change these systems, because I saw that in my mind there is no hope for these systems. There is no way to improve these systems. We need a completely new system, and this revelation, this insight is what has led my journey and guided me towards what I'm doing now with this spiritual warrior organization. And so this leads us to the first step. The first thing that I saw was that I need to develop myself as a world citizen. I need to embody the ideals that I expect from my government and I expect from my society. Change yourself before you want to go around and change other people. And I lived by this, and I do live by this even till this day, and I continue to live by it. And I saw that when I shifted my lifestyle from no care about diet and health to being a conscious raw foodist, focusing on the high vibrational foods, it shifted my consciousness, and the people around me were also uplifted. When I started to work out consistently, when I started to meditate consistently, when I started to live this way, people felt the shift in my consciousness, felt my discipline, and wanted to start embodying this discipline for themselves. And this has been tried and true, and I think it's the foundation of a healthy nation is each individual's own discipline and the efforts that they're making. And so in the communities I live in, we focus so much on spiritual practice and the foundations of living plainly, living simply, and high thinking, meditation, spiritual aspirations, because this is the glue, this is the foundation to it all. When we cultivate within ourselves that simplicity of living and connection to divinity, then we can live by world brotherhood. We can be of service to other people, and we can be true examples of a new civilization that is being born within each of us first. And so if you align with this and you recognize this, then do your due diligence to work on yourself as the first step. And this really leads to the next step, which is to build community, come together with like-minded souls, find land and develop this land and get your livelihood on this land. And this is such a crucial step, because the first step is just focusing on changing ourselves. And once we have done that, and once we are doing that and dedicated to improving ourselves every day, the next question that comes to our mind, right, is we want to be around like-minded people. These old environments aren't serving us anymore. We've changed. We need different people. We need people who resonate with the current us and people who we're trying to aspire to become. And so we start to build community. And building community is great in whatever way you can, whether that's purely just online, whether that's meet once a week with people or twice a week, etc. Whatever the cadence looks like in a platform, it's great, right? But the true goal is to unite with people physically on land, build together, grow together, serve together. This really creates the brotherhood. This really creates the glue and the true catalyst, because these communities are not just places for you to be around like-minded people. These communities are embryos of this new society, this new global civilization. And when we come together, when we unite our skill sets, we can lay the foundations, be ideal models of civilization, because we are growing our own food, we have our own power, we have our own water, we are creating businesses, industries on the land, we have our temple on the land, our spiritual practice. So all of our needs are in one place. And this accelerates the first step, because in the first step, when you're just growing and developing yourself, you need to go to the gym, or you need, things are divided, right? You have your job, you have your gym, you have this there, you have the temple over there. It's all different places. So your time is, so much of our time today is spent in commuting from place to place, that if we had all of our needs met in one community, then we would have much more time available. We'd be able to be much more focused on our discipline, on our sadhana, our spiritual practice. And this is a huge revelation in my own life. And having first lived with monks for 2 years and having my temple, my gym, everything in one place, it was just like was making super fast progress in my spiritual growth. And I told myself that I didn't want to lose this. I needed to stay around other like-minded souls. That they became my spiritual bodyguards, and I surrounded myself with these spiritual bodyguards, and we were able to create a castle of peace, a castle of truth, and build a community founded under these divine ideals. And so once people come together because they recognize the mutual need for support in their practice, they build community. And then with community, they need to make it sustainable, so that they don't have to go out and get a job and then spend time back and forth between the community and the job. It's all in one place, right? Once we have that step, then we get to step number 3, which is to have the community be a positive impact on the surrounding local community and greater community at large. And this is the step many communities I've seen don't engage in, and I think it's really to their detriment and truly their downfall. Most people, when they create communities, they are focused on extricating themselves away from society, away from the system, which is great, right? That's how I started this video, that we need to create a new system. However, people unconsciously become selfish in this, because just like me, just like you, and just like many other people, if we know that there's a better way to do something that makes our life easier, happier, more peaceful, more calm, who would not want that? And so the duties of these communities is for the people in them to serve as examples, as living links to these principles of living, so that, for example, the community that I go and live in Northern California, and part of our network, we help out the surrounding community, whether it's with our physical labor, if they need help with things, or it's with tree work. We've started doing meditation groups with these people and introducing them to meditation and raising their consciousness. I mean, there's so many ways that, if you start to think about it, ways that your community can begin to support the greater community around you. And this is the shift, because we are not just doing it for ourselves, but we're doing it for the world. We're doing it for our fellow brothers and sisters out there in need of truth, in need of the real system. Because if you realize that we left the system because of how corrupted it is, you don't think the others need to be saved too, need help too? And so this is why it's so important in this last step, is to reach out, whether it's through humanitarian acts, whether it's through teaching meditation or sustainability, educate and give of your knowledge, give of yourself. And this 3-step process is develop yourself, find community, and with the community, make positive, active change in the world. And really, that's all there is to it. It can be magnified or it can be shrunken down, but it's still the same formula. So if you can't see where you can get land now, well, you can build a local community, whether it's online or something, meet up with people, get something, and start saying, okay, what can we do to better our greater community, right? And so I really don't want people to overthink this. So even on such a simple example, let's say video gaming, right? Let's say you meet up with a couple of different friends, you guys are all dedicated to the game, and so you guys come together and start creating like a forum with each other, right? Well, you guys can use this energy, this forum, these ideas, these concepts, these ways to play the game better and share it with the greater community, right? So this is how simple it can be, and this is the framework that we need to look at, is that we need to improve ourselves as world citizens. Then we need to build groups that are dedicated and that live by these ideals of world brotherhood, of peace, of common kinship under our one Father, the one God, the divine. And then we need to serve our brothers and sisters out in the world. And when you're doing these three things, you're going to make a positive shift. You already are making a positive shift in the world. And this is what my spiritual warrior organization is all about: making positive change, devoting and disciplining ourselves, creating community within us as a warriors. We are bonded together in that fellowship of practice, of sadhana, of discipline, and then we serve this greater network of communities, and through these communities we serve the world. And that's what we're really all about. Our mission is to create a new system for a global civilization to be born, and the divine ideals of ancient India, and bring back true peace, sovereignty to the people, and sustainability. If this message resonates with you, then you can check out my links in the bio to become a spiritual warrior, to join this organization and serve and create a beautiful way of life that people are seeking and desperate for, or find ways to support us through donations or sharing our message to other people. We appreciate you. Thank you for watching today's video. Peace be with you.